All right, I'm going to get this started right now because obviously I'm going to the game. It is the first game back at Wells Fargo Center with tailgating, so I cannot wait to get down there. I'm going to get this started. First, I'm going to take a sip of water because I am fucking dehydrated like a motherfucker. All right, so welcome to my Den of Desire. I don't know how many people are going to be watching this because obviously it's 8:55 in the morning, but I have to get this out because before each and every Sixers home playoff game, I am going to bring you the analysis that you need for this team to succeed. I'm not going to shoot you wolf tickets. I'm not going to feed you bullshit. I'm not going to do a call-in today because it's so early in the morning, but I'll be doing a call-in for games 2, games 3, games 4, etc., like down the road. And, I'm just going to get started right off the bat. Sixers in 6. And where did I come up with that? Well, for starters, let's just go to some of these Sixers people on Twitter that think this team is gold when they're not gold, but they're good, but they're not great. You know, you have Joel Embiid. If you take Joel Embiid out of the starting lineup, the team stinks. The team is absolute butt-ass trash if you take Embiid out of the lineup. All right? Ben Simmons, great defender, can't shoot the ball worth a lick. You know, you have Danny Green, who played 69 games this year, 9 points a game, who gives a shit. You have Seth Curry, inconsistent. You have Shake Milton, inconsistent. You have rookie Tyrese Maxey. You know, he barely ever plays. You know, Doc never institutes him into the lineup. So, reason why I say Sixers in 6. Are the Wizards a good team? Overall, no. But the reason why I see them taking 2 games from us and potentially the game today is because they have 2 megastars. Not superstars, megastars. Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook. Score a shit ton of points. You have Russell Westbrook, who just broke Oscar Robinson's triple double record. Sorry, it's early. I feel like they're going to take 2 from us. I actually wouldn't be shocked, and you guys are going to hate me for saying this. I wouldn't be shocked if they take the 7 games. I don't think they're going to beat us, but I would be shocked if they take it to 7 games because I'm going to be honest with you. I have no faith in our shooting. I have no faith in Ben Simmons at all other than his defense. You know, and we're going up against a hot team at the wrong time. I'll give you an example. Do you guys remember the Phillies in 2011? You know, I'm not a Phillies fan, but do you remember that team? They had Oswalt, Hamels, Cliff Lee, and Roy Halladay. 4 elite starting pitchers. They lost to a team in the St. Louis Cardinals that was not on their level. You know, and this is the comparison because, you know, you're facing a team like the Washington Wizards who have 2 megastars, and they were just ripped off an 8-game winning streak not even a month ago. You know, bad teams, or I don't want to say they're a bad team because they started off the year so poorly. Like, they were probably one of the worst teams in the league, and they got extremely hot. They clicked, and I'm not even going to call them a bad team. Bad teams don't go on 8-game winning streaks. They just don't. You know, it doesn't happen. I don't care who they play. I don't care how many shitty teams that they play, how bad they're playing at the time of playing these teams. I don't give a shit. You know, bad teams don't win 8 games in a row. They just don't. And I'm not scared of them, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm looking at teams like Brooklyn last night. And, yeah, I'm kind of looking ahead. I'm looking at teams like Brooklyn last night where, you know, a Sixers content creator on Twitter was like, oh, you can't play 2K in the NBA. This is what I was talking about. This was right before halftime. He said you can't play 2K and, like, put players together and expect them to get chemistry. And then all of a sudden the Nets blow the roof off them. But, you know, people think they know what they're talking about. They clearly don't. The NBA is the easiest league to win when you put a dynamic trio together. It's the easiest league. I honestly think it's going to be Nets-Lakers. I truly do. But, you know, I don't want to shy away from the Sixers, obviously, but it's like I've watched 3 eras, and I said this on Twitter. I watched 3 eras. I watched the AI era, I watched the process era, and I watched this era, the Embiid era. They're doing to Embiid what they did to Allen Iverson back in the 2000 era. They're not giving him any help. You know, you could have went out there and got James Harden. You could have went out there and got another superstar to play around Joel Embiid. I'm not talking about Ben Simmons, because right now, if you called Chicago and try to offer up Ben Simmons for Zach LaVine, the Chicago Bulls would laugh in your face. Straight up, laugh in your face. That's the problem. And this team needs superstars around Joel Embiid because, believe it or not, he can't do it all himself. He's averaging, 28 points a game? A great defender, 28 points a game. 28 points a game, last time I checked, doesn't win a game by itself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just so sick and tired of people saying, oh, we have Joel Embiid, that's all we need. Well, the Nets have Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. 3 superstars. So I know I sound like I'm a little bit down because I am, and I'm trying to give you guys hope. I'm trying to give you guys what you need to know when it comes to this game and when it comes to this series and stuff. But let's just face it, if we don't beat the Washington Wizards, just stop watching. This team's probably going to take 2 games, maybe 1. I don't know. But if they lose to the Washington Wizards, it just proves everything that I've said all along. You need to put pieces, you need to put talent around your megastar, and luckily we have a megastar in Joel Embiid. But unfortunately, everyone else is either inconsistent or just not good. And we have one of the laziest coaches in the NBA in Doc Rivers. Everyone's saying Doc Rivers should have been Coach of the Year nod. Well, I mean, if you look at the record, if you compare him to the Brett Brown years, it wasn't really different. Brett Brown actually had some success with the players that we had, like Marco Bellinelli, Josh Reddick. Yeah, it's Josh Reddick, right? Josh Reddick, Marco Bellinelli. But even Ben Simmons, when he was younger, he had more success with him than, in my opinion, Doc Rivers is having with him. So everyone wants to say he should get Coach of the Year nod. I disagree. Doc Rivers really didn't impress me, especially down the stretch. I know we got the number 1 seed, but you have to look at it this way. If the Brooklyn Nets, no, I'm not streaming the game, by the way, Raider Nick. I'm actually going to the game. I might bring some content, but, what was I saying about the number 1 seed? Everyone's saying, oh, we got the number 1 seed. We're such a good team. What the fuck is his name? Reddick. Whatever, Reddick. It's early, sorry. But the number 1 seed, everyone's saying, oh, we're such a great team. We're gonna beat everybody. We're the number 1 seed. Well, let me tell you something. If the Brooklyn Nets didn't fucking play only 8 games together as a team, pretty much a team, because those 3 players are their team, they would have been the number 1 seed easy. We won it by default because they were always hurt. So I just don't get that. We always take everything we can. I understand that. But at the same time, I honestly I don't see us as the number 1 seed. I really don't. I feel like Brooklyn Nets, they could go wherever they want. They could they could drain it in your mouth any day. So, I mean, I just don't see it. Yeah, JJ Redick. Sorry, it's early. I forgot his name. But I just don't see it that way. I feel like the Nets are going to be great competition for anybody that comes in their way. And I don't know. It's not like I'm scared because I was ready for this moment like maybe possibly 20 games ago. I saw the Sixers, when they played the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard at home. And I was like, this team, they were up, 24 points. And all of a sudden they just let the lead collapse. It comes down to the final shot. And they did that like on numerous occasions this year. And in the playoffs, you can't let that happen. In the playoffs, you need to be down pat. If you're up 25 points in a game, you need to keep it there. And I don't know if we're a team that can do that. I seriously don't. Because like I said, I don't really like our coach. I think our coach, he won with a megastar team in 2008. Anyone could have won with that fucking team. And I just feel like I'm not going to say I'm like down on him, but at the same time, I don't really trust him. He's got to prove me wrong. I know we have a megastar in Joel Embiid, but everyone else on the team is kind of like, whatever. It's one of those things. Who do I have winning? I have the Sixers in 6 games. I feel like, the Wizards are going to get theirs, especially because they score a shit ton of points. They're actually 3rd in the league in points when we're 14th in the league in points. They score a ton of points. Obviously, we have the defensive edge because they have no centers. So that's big for us. But at the same time, I feel like they're going to score a lot of points, and I feel like they're going to get 2 games out of us. I'm not going to be like one of those guys that says, oh, the Washington Wizards are a really bad team. Look at their record. I'm not like that. The Washington Wizards have 2 megastars, like I say all the time. And here's another one. Adi B. They were up damn near 30 a lot of times and against good teams and then blow it. Exactly. They've done that. They've done that on numerous occasions. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not scared of the Wizards, but I know what they bring to the table. I'm going to respect them because, you have a Hall of Famer. Like if he retired today, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer in Russell Westbrook. So I'm not going to be one of those guys that says we're going to sweep them because I don't see us sweeping them. I really don't. Because we always get the toughest teams, the hottest teams at the wrong time. That's just what Philly gets all the time. I would have preferred the Pacers, obviously, but it just didn't work out that way. Happens. Let me see. I have the Sixers in 6-2. By the way, guys, we're 10 minutes in. Do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing this before each and every Sixers playoff game. And today I'm going to the game at the Wells Fargo Center. I'll be shooting inside there, obviously. I don't know the mask policy. If I had my way, I wouldn't wear a mask, but I have to follow the rules. So I'm definitely going to try my best to produce some content in there. I really am. Russ will give us trouble, but Philly is the better team. Yeah, of course Philly is the better team. We're the number 1 seed. It's one of those games where – well, not games, but it's one of those series where it's tricky because you're facing a hot team. It's not like you're facing a scrub team. If you're facing a scrub team that just coasted into the 8th seed, that's one thing. But the Wizards earned it. They played 2 playing games. They won one of them, obviously. They beat the Pacers. They had to work extra hard to get in. And they're facing us, And the last time I believe an 8 seed beat a 1 seed was actually our team, but that's when Derrick Rose got hurt in 2012. Was it 2012 or 2011? It was his MVP season, I believe. He got hurt, and then we won that series. I remember Andre Iguodala standing on top of the scores table. It was awesome shit. But before that, since a lot of people don't want to count that, before that, I believe it was the Golden State Warriors beating the Dallas Mavericks in 7 games, I believe. No, 6 games. I was watching that game the other night, 6 games. So it's happened before. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I respect every team. I truly do. I know I joked on Twitter saying, give us one of these YMCA teams, but I just don't see it like that. I don't because sorry. I just don't believe we're the team that the other Sixers content creators advertise us to be. I really don't. Like, did I watch every game this year? No, I didn't watch every game this year because I know what kind of team we have. We have a good team, not a great team. And it is going to come down to Joel Embiid. He's going to get his. But the X factor in this game, in my eyes, is Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons shoots the ball, if he gets his points, we have a pretty damn good shot at winning every game this series without being tested. But I don't see it that way. I don't see it where Ben Simmons produces for this team to the point to where we make it look easy because he's not that type of player. If he didn't have defense, he would stink, So it's just one of those things where I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit down. I don't fucking know. Like, I'm going to the game. I should be happy, right? I don't know. It's early. It's what? 9:08 in the morning. And I'm just feeling like, what the hell are they going to look like coming into this playoff series? Because if they let the Washington Wizards just stick around, if they let it go down to the final buzzer, it's a wrap. You can't let teams like the Washington Wizards compared to what the Sixers have been the whole year with their up-tempo pace, their transition defense. If you're up on the Wizards early in the game, like 20 points, like I said, you got to keep it there. You can't let it go down to the final buzzer. Now, if the Washington Wizards go back and forth with you and they can't miss, that's another story. They just can't miss. It's like, it's weird. I don't know what game to expect today. We could blow them out early, but then there comes a factor where they let leads slip away. So it's like, damned if you do. To me, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So what time is the game? 1 o'clock. If the Sixers don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, then that is a disgrace. I disagree. I see it differently. I see this as a team that is good, but I don't think they're worthy of an Eastern Conference Finals yet. Just because Morey didn't really surround this team with great talent, is that to contend with teams like the Bucks, the Nets, you need to have talent that matches up with yours. It's not like any other league where the NHL, if you're hot, you get into a rhythm, you could go far. No, the NBA is literally a live version of 2K. It is. If you stack up teams with the best players, they're going to beat you, especially in a 7-game series. The NBA, that's why the product, a lot of people complain about the product because the last, 10 years, all these megastars, all these mega teams would win, with the exception of the Toronto Raptors because the Warriors were injured. So it's like you really need a mega team to win these championships. And we don't have a mega team. We just don't. Do you see Brad and Russ struggling against Simmons, Thybulle, and Green while being guard? Well, yeah, because not Green, but Thybulle and Simmons, their specialty is defense. Thybulle stinks out loud on the offensive side of the ball, but he's one of the best defenders in the league. Same thing with Simmons. They're both defenders. But the thing about Simmons is he should be great on both sides of the ball, and he's not. So of course they're gonna try their best to lock down Russell Westbrook. Nobody really locks down Russell Westbrook because he's a Hall of Famer, but they're gonna try their best. I don't know how effective they're gonna be today, or for the series that matter. I just hope it's coast. I hope they coast. I don't really want a tough game, especially when it's against a team that we should beat with ease. I just know how hot the Wizards are. I know what they possess. They have a decent coach. Like I said, Doc Rivers is overrated in my opinion. So I don't know. It's weird talking about the Wizards. Vester, yo, what's up, Vester? Morning, what's up? I'm tired. I'm tired as shit. I went to Belmore last night. Had a couple cocktails, had a good time. But here I am, bright and early, giving you guys what you need. And I'm going to be doing this before every single game. I'm going to get more, and here's the thing. I'm going to get more of a grasp on the series after today's game. From what I see up close and personal, it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to see how these teams match up against each other, especially with how both these teams are playing right now. Obviously, the Washington Wizards, like I said, don't really have a center that can match up with Joel Embiid. But that's just one player. You could say it's two players in one, but we have some of the more inconsistent shooters in the league. So it's like if they don't come to play, it really doesn't matter. So we'll see what happens there. Topper, what's up, buddy? Along with his defense, Thybulle has been really improving his offensive game as well. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Thybulle, to me, great defender. He might be even up there with Ben Simmons, to be honest with you. I've seen that motherfucker. I was at the game where he ran from like maybe 20 feet away to block a shot, and he made it look pretty much easy. But the thing with Thybulle is I don't like his offensive game. I really don't. I know his fanboys love him, but I just don't. I don't get it with Thybulle. I really don't. Well, here's the thing. We'd either play the Knicks or the Hawks in the second round. Are those teams that we should and those are teams we should beat? We have a fairly easy path to the Eastern Conference Finals. I disagree. I disagree. The Knicks. Everyone makes fun of the Knicks. I don't know why. Everyone's saying the Ben Simmons hasn't lost to them. You have to understand this. They're not the same Knicks team. They're great coached. They're the best defensive team in the league. Julius Randle was an MVP candidate this year. I don't see how that's an easy path to Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's fucking hard, if anything. Do I think we could beat the Knicks? Yeah, of course I do. But it's not easy. There's nothing easy in life, especially playing against teams that are hot. In my opinion, we have a tougher road than a team like the Nets have, and they're the 2 seed. So I don't get that aspect. I really don't, because the Nets can beat anybody. The Nets aren't scared of anybody. They can beat the Bucks with ease, in my opinion. If you guys watched that game last night, Brooklyn, once they started to mesh, they can't miss. And that's what I feared. But, it is what it is. Some people be optimistic 100% of the time. I'm more of a Debbie Downer. But anyway, hit that thumbs up button. What's good? Yo, what's good, Ryan? How you doing? Suns can win today. You might lose on a few ways, but the Bucks and Nets have to be beat. It's going to be tough, man. Those teams are pretty fucking good. They really are. The Bucks went to overtime with the Heat yesterday. The Heat are another good team, but the Bucks are really good. Like, really, really good. And the Suns, I don't think they're going to beat the Los Angeles Lakers. I really don't. I think the Lakers are actually going to go to the championship. Tobias and Simmons must be consistent scorers if we're going to make a serious run. Hopefully, Danny Green can keep his three ball going too. Yeah, like I said before, if Danny Green is consistent and he hits like 8 to 10 3-pointers in a game consistently for us, we have a pretty damn good shot of going far. But you need players like him to be consistent, and we have some of the more inconsistent shooters on this team. So I don't know. I guess I'll see more after this game, but at the end of the day, that's really all I got. I don't really like analyzing the Wizards. The Wizards aren't a fun team to analyze. It should be an easy round. It should be, I'm not going to say a sweep, but like I said, Sixers and 6. I don't see us losing this series. I'm not going to try to find something or try to feed out something to tell you how we're going to lose this series, because I don't see how we're going to lose this series. But if it happens, I wouldn't be shocked. I've seen crazier shit, but at the end of the day, I really got nothing else. I don't. I've been on here for 22 minutes, and I got nothing else today. I really don't. I want to see how this team matches up with the Wizards. I want to see how they play in transition. I want to see if there's any rust, because they've kind of been off for a while. They've been off since last Tuesday, I believe, when the Wizards just played on Friday. So all these factors are going to play into the game today. But that's pretty much it for me. By the way, I'm a big gambler. Live line today. Well, not live line, but the line is 7.5 for the Philadelphia 76ers, minus 7.5, which means if they win by 8, you win your bet. I'm taking the Washington Wizards on the spread. I'm taking the 7.5. Just because of all the factors I just told you. The Sixers are rusty. If they don't play great in transition defense, if they don't play great in transition offense, they could have a tough day. And this game could potentially go to the Washington Wizards. And I said that the Wizards were going to get 2. I think they win today. I feel like the Washington Wizards go up 1-0 in the series today. Unfortunately, I'm going. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But that's what I think is going to happen, because we're rusty. So anyway, guys, enjoy the playoffs. We're the first game on today. Then you have the Lakers. And that's pretty much that. See you, Addy. Matisse Thybulle and Tobias Harris need to be more consistent and clutch in the floor in the paint, to be more aggressiveness and more. Yeah, I agree. 100%. But anyway, guys, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. Have a great day. Enjoy Sixers basketball. I'm not obviously the biggest Sixers fan, but I just feel like I should give you my voice, because I feel like a lot of these other creators that talk about the Sixers don't tell you what you need to hear. And I just feel the need to express my opinion. And maybe after today's game, I could get more of a grasp on how the series is going to go. But right now, I have really no clue. I don't, because usually when Philly teams play hot teams, it doesn't really go their way. It doesn't matter what kind of seed they are. It just doesn't go their way historically. So after today, I'll have more of a grasp on this series in particular. But for now, enjoy the playoff basketball. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and smash that thumbs up button on the way out. Thank you guys so much. Go Sixers.